What people might want to know is anybody here profiteering from this? Because, I mean, Centrica announced their profits fairly recently, which were immense. And it seems that the government are getting the energy companies in to ask what their projected profits are for the next 3 years or so. So there's an indication that the government feel that there might be some profiteering happening.
Yes, they do feel that. I would just caution. I mean, there is a sort of obvious reaction, which we all have, when you see a huge amount of profit being made by some big companies who sit within this firmament called energy. And don't forget, this runs from wind farms right the way to oil and gas extractors. So we need to sort of define what we mean by energy. But we have that instantaneous reaction when we see the big profits saying, well, look, is this fair or not? Now, what we have seen with Centrica and BP and others is what they call their upstream. That is, their drilling, which is global. They've made a lot of money because their costs have remained static. But, they have benefited from there being an increasing wholesale price for gas and for petrol and diesel or for oil. And so they've made a windfall profit as a result of that. We can't tax everybody worldwide. What we can do is we can look at what is made within our jurisdiction and ask them to pay more on tax. Already, they pay about 40% corporation tax, which is round about twice what any other business makes. And from now on, they're going to be paying 65% corporation tax on that. So yes, there is a chunk of big money coming out of those companies who have made a big profit out of the world situation. I think the other thing, sir, that needs to be looked at is there's all about the distribution. That's the wires and the pipes. Now, that's a regulated amount of money that we all pay on our bills. There's a standing charge. We all pay that on our bills. Can we move the green taxes temporarily from our bills onto general taxation? And then there's some complex technical areas which resulting in us as having a higher local wholesale price for electricity in this country because of the way the algorithm works, which connects wind and gas together. And they need to alter that because that will bring down the wholesale price of electricity. So a mishmash of small steps bringing together, some of which should be permanent and some of which should be temporary, I think is important. And as far as investment is concerned, I hope they're also saying to the big energy companies, as far as their investment is concerned, get building the small-scale nuclear reactors, because you can do that in a couple of years and they cost a couple of billion. Now, that's time and that's money, but it's not as big a money as the big ones which come out at 20 billion, and it's not as long as the 10 or 12 years that you have to build those. So do those small-scale reactors, and that brings more of the security and indeed the cost within the control of the UK.
Angela Knight, thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning.